poor coaching, mistake again. I know that people can be emotional about this situation, but I want you to follow me on some key aspects of those games. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the videos of those games, but I've already, marked some areas out on those games, and I want to show you now. So, and yeah, so this is if you look at the game was like played, and Moses Simon was actually the center of attacking. I think the game was planned for Moses Simon to exploit their weakness in the right back. If you remember, when I was doing my preview, I told you that the right back of Zimbabwe is very weak. That right side is very weak. I told you about that, and I think Eric Chille too observed that, so he exploited that. If you see the screen directly there, you realize that after only 2 minutes, Alex Iwobi was looking for what? For Simon down that right hand side. So as early as possible, Nigeria made their intention known. So they want to exploit the spaces between the right back and the right center back. And you can see clearly that in the first instance, after the second minute, they exploited it straight away. So that was Alex Iwobi looking for Moses Simon. So the same thing too, after a couple of minutes, you can see exactly Alex Iwobi looked for a way to get the ball to Moses Simon, and Moses Simon is now one-on-one. So this is the strategy. When we are defending, the four midfielders we talking in the midfield, but when we are attacking, they spread out. You can see that immediately, if you look at the first slide here, immediately Alex Iwobi handles the ball. Simon was running to the left hand side because Chukwueze too. It's not your picture here. It was moving to the right. So that is what we do anytime we have the ball, and it was so obvious there. So you can see clearly too that the agenda was to have Simon isolated with what? With Jatai. I think he plays for Zanaco FC. Is this Zanaco? No, not Zanaco. Sorry, is it Dynamo also FC in Zimbabwe? I'm not really sure. I will confirm that. So he got him isolated, number 23, nearly all the time. So, and you can see clearly here too that immediately Alex Iwobi gets the ball too, is looking for Moses Simon. He's looking for Moses Simon. And so that was the order of the day. That was the order of the day. When they actually were attacking, that was the order of the day. So apart from the beautiful things that we did in that game, that I really actually would admire the coach. I've never seen a Nigerian team creates opportunities begging to be, opportunities that are begging to just enter the net. It's been a long time I see a Nigerian team actually play like that. But with all those strengths, with all those positives too, there's also weaknesses too. The midfielders are not pushing pressure. They're not putting pressure on the ball. So, if you are playing eye line and your midfielders are not putting pressure on the ball, you are waiting for disaster. That was what you saw actually what happened in this picture here. There was no pressure on the ball. So Mutnesi was allowed to look for what? To look for, I think it was maybe not Dube, the striker. I remember now. I think probably it was. I think it was. I remember his name now. There was a Zimbabwean striker. So when you don't put pressure on the ball, you are waiting for disaster. So that was what happens there. The difference between Zimbabwe and Rwanda was because Rwanda, what's it called? In the game against Rwanda, we were playing against midfielders that are not really good on the ball. They don't really know how to, but Mutnesi plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers in the English Premier League. So there is no big difference. Musonda, thank you. There was no big difference between their midfield and our midfield. To be honest with you, there was no big difference, but there was a big difference between Rwanda midfield and our midfield. So they could not threaten us. So there was no big difference, and we gave them chance to actually to pick their spots, and it was nearly cost Nigeria the first I drew the first block. Secondly, again, is this. You can see I circled the 4 guys that was meant to be tracking back because they are not natural midfielders. Most of them are wingers, they are wide players, they are wingers, they are forward, the wide forward and everything. They are not natural midfielders. You can see. And that thing again, there was no pressure on the ball. So they allow Mutnesi again to pass the ball freely in the box in this thing. So I think, it's not, I'm not here to support Eric Chille, but I think that he doesn't have the player that he wants. So in that midfield area, forward line, fantastic, but he does not have the player that he actually wants. So you cannot expect Lookman to have that positional awareness. You cannot expect Alex Iwobi to have the same positional awareness. Samuel Chukwueze too. You cannot expect him to sense danger that Mutnesi is already having the ball. So these are another thing that is advantage about. So we're playing these guys out of position. But to be honest with you, a Kaneshukwu Emeka, a Leslie Ogechukwu, a Tino Anjorin might do a better job here, and they will still give you options attacking. The Dele Bashiru might give you options to attacking and do a better job. So, but unfortunately, they are not on our radar now. So I'm just waiting for this team to gel together very well. We might probably be unstoppable. So the idea is there. I'll tell you about that. So apart from on-field chances we missed, the mistakes too in our in our midfield. This was not offside. So Alex Iwobi picks the ball up, but I don't know how they said this was Victor Osimhen was offside. I don't know how they picked that Victor Osimhen was actually offside. That's why VAR will be very important in this. Even the line wasn't even straight enough. But there's no way you can say Victor Osimhen, the guy second in blue, is offside here. So I think officiating too is another big problem in these type of games. So we need to make sure that we complain about all these things. Officiating, there might not be any obvious and big error, but all those small mistakes, all those small errors in these games, all those small decisions in this game really affected us and momentum in this game. Because all those 50-50, if you give Nigeria most of those 50-50, will have maybe punished Zimbabwe even probably earlier. But so this was an opportunity again from somewhere. I told you that Simon was at the center of everything that Nigeria actually did. But that was Samuel Chukwueze shot. But in my own opinion, this type of opportunity missed by Chukwueze is unpardonable. For a player that plays for AC Milan, a player that plays in Champions League on a regular basis, I think is unpardonable, in my own opinion. When you think you have players play for top clubs and opportunities like this, you are free in the box. It came to your left foot and you cannot hit the target. Come on. That is really unpardonable. That's why we talked about, apart from playing for big clubs, apart from saying that you have these big deals and everything, you must also be able to actually have the art to deliver for this country. Because if your score, I will talk about a player that scored this evening later when I actually when I discuss more. Guys, as you are joining, please like the video. We are about 80 people watching this live now. I only have 17 likes. Please like the video, or else I'm going to just end it live now because there's a lot of things to explain to you this night too. So Simon passed the ball to Chukwueze. This should be a goal. But unfortunately, things did not actually work out actually well. So this is another thing. When I was if you have followed me very well too, if I follow me very well on Nigeria FC podcast with Eagles Tracker on Tuesday, me and Eagles Tracker, we had this heated argument about Moses Simon. That despite that he created a lot of opportunities, but I still believe that he didn't do well in some situations. For example, now, it was Simon. There was no pressure on the ball. Nobody came close to him. But you know what Simon did? Simon passed to a Zimbabwean defender. I was thinking that, come on, in the game like this, the guy in front of you is a central defender. Why can't you look for a way to take him on? He's looking for pass. That's why I said something earlier that you also need to take responsibility. Try and take that initiative. Look for a way to often want to threaten yourself, not looking for the final ball all the time. He passed the ball to the Zimbabwean defender, and that was really, really embarrassing. He even passed the ball and he fell down. So this was, another thing, another major feature of the game was that Zimbabwe kept on alternating their formation. They kept on changing the back line. Midfielder would drop into the back line. So they were sitting deep slightly. And you can see clearly that how Ola, picked out what Wilfred Ndidi. So another feature that was really good in under Eric Chille was that they've marked out Lukman, they've marked out Chukwueze, they've marked out Simon Ndidi. That's actually what our defensive midfielder was now dropping into the pocket of spaces. But I don't know what else again to say. But in my own opinion, as a leader in the team, when you get to this type of opportunity, he got that opportunity twice in this game. You need to do better. Compose yourself. Look for your player. He needs to do better. But in those two times that he actually got into the box, he did not look up. The first one, he did not look up. He didn't know where Victor Osimhen was. The second one, he just cleared. He just shot the ball. He didn't even see the goalpost. So a big player, I think he should be doing better. But he posted on his Instagram today that nobody is perfect, which is true. But I just think that if we want to qualify for the World Cup, we have to take our chances. I can tell you about that. You cannot create about 7-8 goal scoring opportunities in the first half alone, and you are not scoring at least one goal with this type of talents we have up front. That is not really a good sign. So this was Moses Simon too. He beat those two guys. He crossed the ball. It was an aimless cross. I'm just trying to highlight you that everything in this game went through Moses Simon. So this was another mistake. I hate looking at this opportunity. Osai Samuel was successful. He went past to the Zimbabwe defender, but just to look up. He was a former winger, for Christ's sake. Just to look up and pass to Victor Osimhen. Maybe, I don't know, he went to cross the ball and was like, oh my, what type of player is this? With due respect. Victor Osimhen was there waiting for just to tap the ball in. He went to the black flight you see there. That was the ball he crossed. Just there to tap it in. He went for a shot and a cross. So it was really, really embarrassing. And when you see, this was early in the first half, around the second half. When I saw opportunities like this, I was like, oh my days, it might not probably be Nigerians there. So he was there waiting, just pass the ball. Just pass the ball. He went to cross the ball and, oh my days. So, and this, when I was talking about Moses Simon, this was Samuel Chukwueze. He got him well there. And I said something that the gap between the Zimbabwean defender and Moses Simon was too wide. Why can't Simon just enter directly here? Why can't Simon enter directly here? Like, just enter directly here and go and test the goalkeeper. Why? That's why I was talking with my very good friend, IoT. Why can't he just enter? This gap is too much. The guy is not recovering. He's already tired. Why is Simon not entering here? The gap is too long. It's too much. Why is he not entering? Like, and what, just to enter and test the goalkeeper? That's why I said that we just have players. That's why, with due respect, some of these guys will just play in an average team for the rest of their career. Because they are not showing like they can be a difference maker. They cannot make difference. They cannot make difference. Like, we cannot give Vinicius Junior this opportunity. It will look for a way to punish them. You cannot give, I don't know, maybe Cody Gakpo, this guy, what's it, Cody Gakpo, or this boy, what's his name? is it Luis Diaz? You can't give them opportunities like this. You are in trouble. The guy could not even recover. You know what happened there? Simon waited for this guy to recover. And he was trying to, he waited for this guy to recover. Diaz of Liverpool, thank you. You cannot leave them with this opportunity. With due respect, if you give Victor Moses this opportunity, you are in trouble. For me, even if it's Lookman as having this opportunity, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. That's why I fault him for not playing Lookman this area. Though Lookman cannot dribble like Simon, but these are type of situations like this that you expect Lookman to look and bury. You know, that was, you know what, he waited for the guy to recover and the opportunity gone. Osazi, thank you. Osazi Odewinge, John Utaka, thank you. You cannot want to say you are better than the previous guys. Hey, you look at it. He waited for the guy to recover, and that was everything. So that's why some of these guys are going to be playing for a lowly club for the rest of their career, because of things like this. You must be able to change things too. He was doing the same thing over and over for 90 minutes. So, opportunity for Alex Iwobi, in my own opinion, I think I'm trying to even give up on Alex Iwobi now. I'm trying to give up now on Alex Iwobi. You know, for a player with like 85, 86 caps for Nigeria, you know, I don't know again. He cannot sort out his leg. In this situation, he cannot sort out his leg. He lost that opportunity. Nobody was marking him. So that's why when people come back and blame coach, the coach is meant to set up the team very well. Set up the team, make sure the team delivers. It's now there for the players to bury those opportunities. Look at it now. Look at Alex Iwobi. He could not sort out his leg. If MPFL player miss this opportunity now, we go cry. So guys, on Instagram, I've given you enough opportunity to stay with me. I'm going to end on Instagram now. Guys, go on YouTube. I'm going to end Instagram now. Go on YouTube. Guys, go on YouTube. Bye-bye on Instagram. See you guys on Instagram. We need to move on from Alex and go on Instagram, guys. Go on YouTube, guys. So, guys, bye. So, that is my opinion. You see opportunities like this. Why can't you just, but, that's why this World Cup is like, that's why someone like, they can come and insult us. Oh, they're just a bunch of players. They don't know how to play as a team and things like that. It's crazy. So, almost 100 people watching this live. 193 people watching this live. Guys, we only have 38 likes. Guys, like the video. So, that is it. This is, when the coach realized that nothing can come out from that Simon, realize that nothing is happening. Just realize, okay, the best thing for him to do is that he now changed tactics. I'm talking about coach of Nigeria, Eric Chille. He changed the tactics. He put in Tolu Arokodare and Victor Osimhen up front. So another thing is this. He nearly, he changed it, and the idea was perfect. One, he occupied the two center defenders, but and Zimbabwe coach too responded. He did not want them to isolate those guys because one to be one, Nigeria were better than them, in that area. So he dropped one midfielder among them. That's why you will see again. I want to highlight that one here. You can see That's when we are now playing with two strikers. He didn't really want them to be alone that way. He dropped. Can you see the three guys I put there with that what's it called? With that thing. The two guys in blue, the three guys in blue, now dropped in there. Then you can see that they become actually what's it called? Three at the back, just to realize that they can contain what Tulare Kodare and Victor Osimhen. So, and this was a goal, very good goal. So, despite them forming backlog at the back, Kodare was able to hold the ball, pass to Aina. So, it's the single course that I know had to cross very well that led to what Nigeria's goal. That's why I tell that you can cross the ball, you know exactly where your guy can attack the ball and score. I now knew where to put the ball for Victor Osimhen. He knew where to put the ball to Victor Osimhen, and the rest they say is now history. So that was it. So you can see your people have been saying that, oh, this was straight after our Nigerians goal. The Nigerian actually was scored. And I can tell you that the same problem again, not pushing pressure on the ball, losing your marker easily. They nearly equalized immediately. It was saved off the line by Kevin Bassey. It was meant to be a red card for Zimbabwean player, because there was a two-footed challenge against Sterling Wabali in this occasion. And this was the goal. They equalized in the 92nd minute or so. That was Chirenwa. If you followed my preview, I told you about Chirenwa. He was a former Wolves player. He's a guy with a lot of energy. They brought him on, and they actually he scored the equalizer. So the two guys I put there, that was Ekong and Ndidi. They could not undo Chirenwa. And they could not pick up his runs. To be honest with you, the two most experienced players in this team led the team down here. That was William Ekong and actually Wilfred Didi. Things did not actually go out well, and they did not pick out Chirenwa. And when the boom with the ball came to Ekong was too lazy to go and mark. And Chirenwa poked, through his legs and actually scored, and that was the equalizer. So that was how the whole thing actually ended. Zimbabwe won, Nigeria won. But let me just say something about this game. See, I've seen a lot of people blaming the coach. This is not coach mistake. Players must learn to take responsibility. And I think now the coach is now looking to get, probably they will have to start training Alex Iwobi. They're not meant to be training Alex Iwobi how to finish, honestly. And with Simon, how to be more dangerous. I don't know. Maybe to get new players, or to I don't know what to say with these players again. Maybe to get new players, or just to train them more and see how they can actually improve. But based on what is on ground, we need to take our chances. You cannot create countless of opportunities, against Zimbabwe, and you actually fail to convert, just only one. You only converted one of them. So I think that apart from blaming the coach now, the players need to take responsibility. In the last 6 months, let me just put the last 6 months, since the game against Equatorial Guinea during AFCON, I've never seen Nigeria team create opportunity like this. But unfortunately, Chukwueze, Alex Iwobi, these are like culprits, in this case. They failed to actually to cover the opportunity. That's the reason why we are currently in this situation. So that is that about my own tactical analysis of the game between Nigeria and Zimbabwe. So, and it ended 1-1. So what do I think it should do better next time? For me, I think that in the first half, the team played with high intensity. But when you are playing in this weather condition, you cannot sustain that intensity for 90 minutes. To be honest with you. So you need fresh legs to be able to come on. And Sometimes too, if the players are younger, they will have be able to meet up with all these things. But with due respect, Ekong and Didi, they're already on the other side, of their age. They're already on the other side. I don't want to mention too much. So they're already getting older. So I think the legs were gone after 80 minutes. The legs were gone after 80 minutes. And I just think that they will have refreshed the team slightly. But all in all, I think he knew that goals difference will be very important in this qualifier, and I'll tell you the reason why. But because you have to get the points first before goals difference, so he made that mistake there. In my own opinion, he made that mistake there. But in terms of giving a team ingredients to win a game, I can tell you that Eric Chille did it well, and I can see this team, if he could get about 3 midfielders and 1 good winger, a right winger to this team, this team might be African champions in December and even qualify for the World Cup. So I see future in this team. I know that it's gonna surprise a lot of people. We just need to take our chances and actually convert it. It needs a striker. I will tell you the reason why. It needs a striker. Victor Osimhen is a striker, but he needs a similar profile striker in that Super Eagles again. And the ones we called up, it did not really meet up to expectation. One of the players that we called up to the AFCON qualifier, to this World Cup qualifier, is called this evening for his club, where he's playing. He's called this evening. He was saying that everybody should shut up. If he likes, he should go and score with his teeth for his club. We don't care. If he like, he should go and score with his teeth for his club. We don't care. Victor is Victor we know, and it's Victor we believe in. Victor Osimhen is the one we know, and he's the one we believe in. If he starts scoring for Nigeria too, then we trust him. So when people criticize him and we take it badly, no. We should go and rest somewhere. When he starts delivering for Nigeria too, we will mention his name. Is Victor we know, Victor Osimhen we know, is Victor we believe in. He's scoring goals and he's delivering. So all those shut up and everything are just childish. You should go and, if he's not ready, he should not be called up again. That's my take. So, and yeah, so let me just look at this. I'm really happy. So now,